We talked about integration as being the antiderivative, so undoing differentiation, but there's another thing it does, and definite integrals give areas under curves. I'm not going to explain why that is now, there's a separate video on that, but I'm just going to do examples. So just to find the area bounded by x equals 1, x equals 4, and the x-axis for the function, let's write that one in, we're going to use y equals 4x squared plus 2. So, quick sketch of that one. Already set the x's up here. So x and y. 4x squared plus 2. So this is going to cross the y-axis at 2. And it's a squared graph. And multiplied by 4 sort of squishes it in. But from the point of view of my diagram, it's basically a quadratic curve. And because I don't really have a scale on the y-axis, you can't really tell. But so x equals 1, that's here. X equals 4. And the x-axis as well. Obviously that's this line here. So x equals 1, x equals 4. Find the area bounded by that line, and that line, and underneath the curve. So we're looking at this region. Okay, how do we do that? Well, I've sort of hinted it's integration. And we're just going to integrate this between the limits of 1 and 4. The way it works for finding areas is it will just find the area between this curve and the x-axis, given your two boundaries or your limits. So all we need to do here is integrate this. So 4x squared plus 2 with respect to x between 1 and 4. Now, I'm going to leave you to go ahead and do that one yourself properly. Okay, and hopefully you worked it out properly so you get used to integrating. You've integrated it, substitute in 4, substitute in 1. Just to check that you got the right answer, it's 4 x squared plus 2 between 1 and 4. Comes out as 90. 90 units squared, but we don't know what the units are, so we can just say the area is 90. That's one example. And here's the second one. A cubic going on this time. Find the area under the curve y equals x cubed plus 3x squared minus 1 between x equals negative 3 and x equals negative 1. So on this scale here, that's negative 1 there. And that's negative 3, which happens to be the root. So draw a vertical line there, and we're finding this area here. Now again, it is worth you just double checking that you really can do it. We're going to integrate x cubed plus 3x squared minus 1 with respect to x. So minus 3 is the lower number here. It goes to the bottom, and minus 1 is the upper limit. So it's worth just double checking, integrate that, substitute in the minus 1, then substitute in the minus 3. Be careful with your negatives, and then do your first one, take away the second one, and see what you get. Have a go, see what happens. Alright, and just to check that you get the right answer, so x cubed plus, like that, plus 3x squared minus 1 from minus 3 to minus 1 comes out as exactly 4. That's pleasing. Hopefully that's what you got too.